This book is made to give you a lot of tips that can probably help you to improve your game. And why do I say that? Because in reality, as human beings, we need to be guided in a chess game, after a chess game, to analyze with someone who understands it, and at the same time we need some principles. Sometimes the principles are not so true in every situation, but most of the time they are. And so this collection of 101 tips to improve your chess may be very important for the development of some players that already know the basic rules, that they already play for a while, but they are kind of stuck. They don't know what they should do next. And in reality, it's a collection of 101 positions. Different positions that are made on the opening, the pawn weaknesses, how to use the pieces, strategy and tactics, and of course there is endgame and general things. In this case, I want to show you tip number 12. Capture toward the center. In general, if you have a choice, and assuming that there is no tactical reason not to, it is advisable to make pawn captures toward the center. Okay, so you see, e4, c5, d4, you capture toward the center. Why? Because they told you that the value of a pawn in the center it's 1. Is not true. The value of a pawn in the center is maybe 125. And a pawn on the side is 0.75. And so this is 0.5 and maybe this is only 0.25. So it's not the same value, because if we exchange everything and you have a pawn on this column, the other king goes in front of it, it's a draw. And that's a fact. Often it's a draw, not only if you have this pawn that goes there, but maybe you have also this bishop, that is the light square bishop, because it doesn't control the promotion square that is dark. So that's the incredible thing of chess, right? That the value of the pieces is dynamic. Okay, now let me show you the game that the author want to show you. It was played between Alvarez and Pupo in the Cuban Championship in Matanzas in 1995. So, the position, it doesn't give us all the moves of this game, but it gives us a position, okay? So I will show you the position. Okay, so this is the position that occurred between Alvarez and Pupo, and obviously is white that is to play. Why is white? Because you can notice that black has two bishops. Here there is only one, so white is down a bishop. So we can know that probably it was played knight f6, h5, and took on g3, and there was a bishop there. Now, the question of the author is, do you take with this or do you take with this, and why? White made a decision that he wanted to take with the f-pawn. Obviously, he says the correct move should be this, no? But in this case, there is a temptation. The temptation is this pawn. You see, once you open the file, no, you are attacking this. If you can, for example, put it here, or if you can conquer this square and you attack this, clearly, then you can go here. Clearly, there is a reason, right? There is a weakness that white is trying to exploit. How do you know if you are able to exploit it or not? Let's see what happened. Black played f5. D takes e5, knight takes e5, so you open this, knight takes e5, and rook takes e5. Then there is queen d2 and queen e7. And now white has a problem here, right? As you can see, now a decision that white regretted, because the e3 pawn should have been defended by the f2 pawn, okay? But the f2 pawn is now on the g file, so this clearly was something white regretted doing, and it wasn't the right move. The game continued with bishop d3, rook takes e3, and now he played knight d4 instead of going directly for this. Why? Because after bishop takes f5, rook takes f5, there is rook e2, and so it's kind of very bad. So he played knight d4 to avoid that. But once you play knight d4, in reality you don't save enough, because bishop takes d4, c takes d4, bishop d7 in order to mobilize the other rook, bishop takes f5, bishop takes f5, rook takes f5, and now there is rook e8, after which rook c f1, rook e2, queen d3, and queen e4. And here he says with enough advantage to win. Okay? So the author consider this position won for black. If that's true or not, it's up to you. You will have obviously to play it through and see what happens. Which means after he takes this, how do you take back? Sorry. Do you take with a rook or do you take with a pawn? Notice, taking with a pawn create a pass pawn that is only 3 squares from promotion. This rook can go eventually here, and yes, it's kind of messy for white to be able to save this position. But again, sometimes you need also to be able to know how to convert a position that should be won in an actual win, okay? Or a position where you have a material advantage in a win. And that's why I urge you to play it through. Thank you very much.